in, just giving you a quick update before I take off to go home and fill you guys in on like everything that's happening in my life. And I gotta tell you guys, there's so many things that are coming up, and 2026 is gonna be a year of really big changes in my life. I won't go into details yet, but they're gonna be big. And it's a little overwhelming, a little bit scary, but also like well overdue, and I'm here for it. So we did Thanksgiving, did all of that. And so now we're changed. We're moving on to the holidays. So first I'm getting ready for my guy's birthday. So this is gonna be our first birthday. So I've been trying to get him to like nail down like what he wants to do, and it hasn't been easy. So all I know is that he wants a carrot cake, and potentially he might want to go to like a Japanese steakhouse, which I'm cool with because I always also want to go. So I'm going to take him to do that. But I'm like, well, what other special things? Like, he's really good. He's been like the best guy I've ever dated with gift giving. He bought me flowers the other day, and he bought like a new TV for his place, and we just got a new TV stand with the fireplace. And it was because I mentioned it. So I just was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if we can get that. And he's like, well, it's Black Friday. Like, let's go ahead and get it. And like, I have to tell him, like, just because I mentioned things doesn't mean that we actually have to get it. It's just like, oh, that would be cool. So I always have to do that disclaimer, because he'll just go out and be like, yeah, well, it was on sale and it's like a long-term purchase. I'll just get it. So we are dealing with that. So I'm just trying to figure out like what to do. And then he bought me like a cute nightgown, which I thought was really sweet. And so it ended up not being the right size. So I was like, okay, like, make sure if you get it off this website, like, sizes vary. So this is what you need to know. And then I also bought myself some Black Friday Nikes to replace my Nikes that have holes in them, and I have been putting it off. And he also got me new pants. If I'm able to like let's say we go to Ross, and I'm pretty cheap as well. So I'll be like, he's like, oh, I'll just get them for you. And I'm like, I am not going to spend like $25 on a pair of pants when I know I can get it for like $10, right? So if I'm able to like spend less but get more out of it, then I'll do that. So for his birthday, that's the plan. And then we're going to have dinner with one of his really best friends on his actual birthday. And then we're going to actually volunteer the day before at a women's resource center and wrap gifts. So that's something that I wanted to do. And then I'm going to take him out to dinner and find a really good carrot cake somewhere, I guess. But Christmas, I've been putting off talking about Christmas because I'm like, let's just see if we get to that point, right? So now we have made it over that hump. And so we're talking about Christmas and getting a Christmas menu going. And so I was gonna make a ham, and then we started talking about the prices of like honey baked ham, and it's like $100. And he said, hell no, we're not paying $100. And I said, okay, like, I understand that. And so I looked at the prices, and I said, well, we could do prime rib. I said, I've never cooked a prime rib before, but I know a lot of people do prime rib, so why don't we do that? So he was good with that, and he's like, it's gonna be better than anything I've ever had for the holidays. So I'm gonna do prime rib. I found a really simple recipe. I love Ina Garten, so that's one of my things that I want for Christmas is just her cookbooks, because she's got good stuff and she makes it really simple. My perfect turkey came out great because of her recipe. It was so easy. So I'm gonna do prime rib, mashed potatoes, and then some green veggies, probably like asparagus, but I feel like we're missing something. And then some type of like holiday yummy, like, you know, I've been the queen of cookies. So they have these really great cookies at Trader Joe's, or like sugar cookies, and they take 12 minutes to cook. And then they have this, they don't sell icing. This is what I learned at Trader Joe's. They don't sell icing of all things. So I had to go to Sprouts to get their icing that's made out of coconut and like a substitute powdered sugar. But anyways, so in some type of yummy holiday dessert that we'll make together. And then one of his neighbors that I personally have adopted him. He is like, he's not even like officially like a full-fledged senior yet, but he has back problems, and it just reminds me of like the struggles like my dad had to go through when I was growing up. And I just like, I was like, we need to take care of him when he gets like his surgeries. We just need to make sure like he gets extra food. And for Thanksgiving, I was like, we got to get his little dog like some fresh turkey. And so he thought that was really sweet that we like saved his little dog like turkey and stuff. So I'm gonna put together like a little basket for him, and then he offered to take us out on the 18th or 19th to Olive Garden, because we invited him to come over to our house. And I said, well, let's just invite him over and have dinner, and we can order that, but he wants to actually go out. So we're like, okay, cool. So we're gonna do that. And then I've been begging him, because I just said, I keep seeing all these stories about Altadena, and I'm just like, I just want to go back to like our second home. I just keep telling him like, I want to go home, you know, and this is the season, and I just feel like I need to go up there. And I wanted to go to the tree lighting ceremony, but I had a work event that day, so I couldn't go. So we haven't set a date, but we are going. I told him, I said, I really want to go to Altadena. I really want to show you, like, you know, the town's like not fully there anymore, but like just the spirit of the town's still there. And I want to go see the Christmas lights, because I remember driving down the street. My dad had us in one of our vans and took us down Christmas Tree Lane, and how magical it was. And I was like, I just want to experience this, and we can just walk up and down the street. And I want to like, you know, take him to like my grandma's property and just kind of get the sense like, yeah, like the community's not there. He's seen photos and Google Maps of the town and the streets and our old house and stuff. And so he has a sense, and I just said, I just really want to go there, just, you know, and this is like Rose Parade season 2. And so we're going to plan a day, and we're going to kind of go to like a throwback day of like places that I like spent a lot of time growing up. So that's kind of like, you know, I'm kind of like quote unquote taking him home type thing. So we'll do that. We have to plan it out when we both have time off, so we don't feel rushed. And so yeah, so it's really exciting, and I don't want to talk about it, but like I mentioned, there's like really big changes that I don't know if I am officially ready. Like in my heart I'm ready for, but I'm just like, this is just a lot of change. And you know, when you like, you have been in a certain place and you've been by yourself for a long time, and like, you know, you're getting to a point where that's going to shift, and you're going to be moving away from things that are familiar, and you're going to be like not having like your own private space anymore, and what that's going to look like. And it's really, really like scary, and you know, just a lot of things. It's a lot, but like, it's exciting, because it's like, yeah, things like new changes, but I have a hard time adjusting to change. And so, I mean, like my whole life is going to look completely different in the next like 6 months. And so, which is good things, right? It's like all the things that I've hoped for and prayed for, but it's still a change. And I'm like, I'm going to need a therapist to get through this change without like being overly like too emotional about it. So, yeah, that's a lot. So I'm just gonna just enjoy the season. And you know, I'm making my new holidays traditions with someone new, which I haven't had to do. So like, even Christmas is like, you know, I'm like, I really wanted to just spend Christmas with just us, but then I was like, but I also have like my family and the traditional things I normally do, and he has the things that he normally does like on Christmas. So we got invited to one of his friends' house on Christmas morning, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that, because I thought we were going to just like have Christmas morning with just us. I wanted to make breakfast, open presents. We're going to go to Christmas Eve Mass. And I'm like, I really don't want to have to like have a time schedule in the morning when that should just be our time in the morning. So we have to work through that. And I think he was a little surprised, and he was like, oh, you don't want to go? And I was like, no. I was like, I just want it to just be in like our pajamas and opening up gifts and just doing our own thing. So those are my 2 things that I feel really strongly about. Was I'm like, you know, this is going to be like our first Christmas, and it could be our only Christmas where it's just us. Then potentially, then I'm like, this is it. Like, we have to do our own thing for this year. So I figured out what I'm going to make for Christmas. And I think he said like the fanciest thing he's ever done with like, they had like pancakes and like eggs and stuff. And I'm like, no, I want to step it up. So I want to make it like a really beautiful, magical Christmas morning. And so I have to like, I'm gonna look up ideas and dreams for that. And then also for his birthday, I don't know what I'm making that day either. So I will probably make him breakfast, and then we have to go out for dinner. So we'll probably go for a hike. I'm gonna see if I can convince him to like do a morning hike on his birthday. and that way like we're burning calories and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the update where I'm at right now. My fitness game, my eating has not been the greatest, and after Thanksgiving I put on like 5 pounds just from sitting around and eating that whole weekend. So I'm still dealing with that. I'm on my Aunt Flo, and there's just a lot going on, and I just, yeah, big changes is all I can say. And it's a little scary, a little nerve-wracking, but it's life, and I just have to take it one step at a time. But there's just like so many things, like I'm like gonna be fully adulting, which is like finding somewhere else to live, and like having to decide that, and financially like balancing different things and making decisions and figuring out like what we're gonna do with my car if it decides to go south, and you know, things like that. And it's just a lot, and I'm like, it's a little overwhelming, but I can handle it. Like I always tell myself, I said I can handle anything, and I have to be the calm one. So anywho, so I've been going on a lot of walks. We both have been going on a lot of walks together, which has been really nice. It gives us a chance to like just talk through things. Sometimes they're just random things. And we walked to a school, and we were trying to figure out like the age range for the school, and we just figured out it was like TK through 8th grade. And we're like, oh, like, so if we stay in this neighborhood, we literally can walk our kids to school, and we get a 2-mile walk in, you know? So we were like looking at that, like the pros and the cons. And he's been talking a lot about real estate recently, which I'm surprised, because he has been like, I love living where I live. I have my condo. I'm already paying a mortgage on it, and I really love it. But then this week it's been all about real estate. I'm like, uh-oh, you know? And I'm just like, but we're not at the point, because our money is going to be going towards having a family first. So that's a whole thing that we have to discuss, is the financial burden of that whole process. And we're trying to find ways to get around it. So my goal is to keep my car going as long as I can, so we don't have to deal with that, and then just deal with the whole process of getting me and my body ready to have kids and stuff like that, and trying to make it joyful. And that's something that I'm really was talking to my doctor about, that I just was like so stressed out with getting all my testing done on my fertility. And the last time I had a call with him, I just said, I really want to make this a fun, exciting thing, despite all the stuff that I have to go through, just like Christmas. Like I want to make it like exciting, and we're daydreaming about things, and it's actually going to be coming true. So yeah, that's something I need to work on. I'm like, how am I going to get through the next, like, you know, year, 2026, with a smile on my face and excitement about like building this life with someone else, like, and not get overly stressed out if things don't work out right, like with my body. So I have confidence in my body. I just know it. So I am doing whatever I can to feng shui my life right now. And so I am doing what I can to bring in energy for money, because that's what we need the most right now, is just financial stability. And also, like, of course, our relationship, and keeping our relationship strong, and my health. Yeah, that's the most important thing, is like my health. I need to get my weight down by 20 pounds and probably 25 pounds. And so I need to do that before we get going on the process. But we need like the money like in full somehow, some way. So that's going to be my concentration over the next couple of months, is just to focus on paying down debt and working on my body for having a family in the next year. And honestly, it's going to have to be the next year, because I'm going to be 43 a year from now. So anywho, that's kind of my life. Kind of wild. Get it. Still doing the fitness thing. I'm getting back into my box jumps. That's been really important to me. And I did a little workout, and I am getting pushed right now. And so I know my body fat has ticked up. And so I'm doing whatever I can to get back jumping on it, which is just going to be cleaning up my diet immensely. And I'm going to give myself the final couple of weeks, and in January we're just going to freaking go hard again and just get really strict on my nutrition, because really that's it. I can work out till I'm blue in the face, but if I am not eating the right stuff, then it's no good. But anyways, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel. Help me pay for all of my fertility moments that I'm going to have in 2026. There's going to be a lot of really exciting things, and they're going to be big things. So I look forward to sharing that with all of you guys. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.